So Garrett, I know what makes UrbanGate unique. What do you think?
I would say overall, it's our speed. We can do a very fast closing. In the past, we've gotten deals on a Wednesday and closed on a Friday. I know earlier this month, we had one came through. It was another lender had been working on it for a few weeks, and it was a DSCR loan they were working on. And there ended up being a stipulation that had to do with the HOA. Then they couldn't get the HOA documents back in time, and they just weren't going to. And so, but they needed to close this deal on a Friday. And so they reached out to me on a Wednesday, and it was a good deal. So we're a pretty lean team. We can pretty easily get a hold of our owners and talk to them and make decisions very fast. So that's what we did, and we were able to close on a Friday. So just 2 days really there, 2 or 3 days. But the other thing really is the fact that we're investors as well. So we don't require an appraisal, and we really rely on ourselves to underwrite everything. And that alone, I mean, our team's always asking me, like, would we want to own this? Would we want to buy at this price? And it just makes us really question the quality of the deal, as opposed to just relying on an appraisal and lending based off of that.
That's very true. Yeah. I think that's like really the highlight of what we can do well that a lot of people don't. The fact that it's really our loan is totally based on what we think about the property instead of having to go through a lot of third parties. Since we source our own capital, we have the decisions to make with our own capital, which means we don't necessarily have to get an appraisal so that everything is completely buttoned up. There's a very similar deal to that we did recently, which was a really, really good loan. But the fact that it had to close in only 2 weeks, or I think it was more like 10 days, allowed us to do it when everyone else did. And I sent it to a lot of people who did larger size loans, asking if they would be interested in it. And everyone needed 30 days in order to do it. So at the end of the day, the borrower changed it up and said he would be able to work with us on it. And we were the only lender in town who could get it done within the amount of time necessary. So I totally agree. I think the fact that we're really the decision maker with the capital makes the difference and allows us to act quickly on really good deals. If you'd like to get a loan from us, fill out our borrower form on UrbanGateCapital.com.